Hi everybody, this is Ray and it's Show Me Time. I have what I'm making is a rod holder for my car. And to do that, I need to cut this. It's a Schedule 40 1 1/4 pipe and plastic. And I have the thing right here marked off for 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to cut it on this. Now I also need another one. So I got one right here, and I'm going to cut this end off so it is not halfway. I'm going to cut off a little more than that, maybe like a 1/4 of an inch more. So if you took the ruler, I figured halfway would be right around here. And I just measured 1/4 up. You can just guess on that too. But I'm going to cut that off right here. Right here. And that will be for one side for putting a rod handle in, and this side is for rod handle, and this side is for the rod to lay on there. And I found out if I make it halfway, I think it's better if you have it a little up. I mean, you can even probably go all the way up. You could, if you use the whole thing to put your rod tip in there, well, then you have to poke around and find it to get it in the hole. But what I want to do is make it easier, so I can just go flop it in, and it'll stay there. It won't move around. So that is what I want to do with this. This is something I got from Walmart. It's a clothes hanger, and I got it in the automotive department. And this adjusts to the size you need, and this is rubber. What I did is I fastened this end with ties to the grab on the top of your car. There's a grab on there, and I hooked these on there and tie them down with two to keep them in place so they don't wobble back and forth. Same thing I did with this side. Now this part here is what I glued up, and I'm going to put it approximately 6 inches. It can be less, it can be more, it's up to you. I'll put it right here on that opening on the rubber there, and then just put these on, and you can stick this on there. Oh, this is my rod holder there. Now, like I said, I give it about 5.5 inches, 6 there. That should be good. And then tighten it down, not to all the way. You want both of them kind of equal pressure. And that's about it, like that. Now, when you put it in the car, then you can tighten them down so they don't move. This one's tight. This is the first one I put on. I even cut the tips off, but you also have to pull on this. You got to have enough material to pull. And these are the type that you can take off by pushing a little button here, and it releases it. See it? You can hear it click, but it'll release it by pushing on that. In case you goof up. And the same thing goes all the way through. And you'll have your, this is the front of the rod holder. So the tips go into here, like this. The tip will lay on top. And I like that better. I had a couple tries with these. I thought maybe this would keep them apart, but then they just fell off. I probably could have tied them up and just make a space and do that, but I kind of like this idea. Now if you keep doing that all the way through, you can get about 5 or 6 of these on there, because this is like 6 inches there, 6 inches there. You might put it 5 inches and you'll get a lot of rods on there. I have another one. I paid not $10 for this at Walmart in the automotive section, and I bought another one for the back end. And the back end is where the rod sits in the hole, like this, and I'll have that fastened to the rod that's in the back of my car, and I just go like this and slip it on, and it stays. And then I just lay that rod in that groove, and that'll stay. It works good. I tried it for a while in my car to see what I thought about it, and I liked it, because before they just kind of slid around back and forth, so some way you had to stop it. That's how that goes. This came off, and if it comes off, it means you didn't put enough glue on it. So what I'm going to do is stick this back on there. It's about 1 inch, I figured. 1 inch the length away. That way, I don't know, it was better for me to have it 1 inch. And then hot glue this other piece on there. I'm going to put a bead on there, just like so, and then fasten this to that. Let dry for a second. And then put the rest on. I'll put a good bead on there on the back side, a good bead on the other side, and then on the top part of it. And there it is. And it'll stay because there's enough glue on it. And actually, I think the rod sits in that groove a lot better. If it's, you know, kind of flattish, but it sits in that groove, kind of with these 2 strips, kind of helps it not to wiggle up or down or whatever, because it's a U shape. But then I can fasten this, or like I said, have another one like that for the other side. Measure this 6 inches around, I'd say right here. Put it in the same place. Tighten it down. Actually, I put this on wrong. You can rip it off. I put it on wrong. I put it backwards. You can take an X-Acto knife and clean it off. There. Okay, now try this again. Okay. These both got to be the same position, up and down like that. So it goes right there. I'm going to put a hot glue on it. Hold it on there. Now you can crisscross them if you want. Let's sit for a second. Put a bead on top. Put a bead underneath. There. Just sit for a second. And I'll stick that one on. I figured that one would go right before this. You can even blow at it. Put this on like so. Feed it in there. This side in there. 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 And when I put it up, then I can straighten these out because they're still loose. So, I mean, they don't have to be exact. They're still going to work. So, that's my idea. That's my idea for the front. Right behind the seat, I have a handle for hanging onto my car. I think that's what they make them for. Or it could be some type of clothes hanger. I don't know what they call them, but. And then this is for the back. You want it. I want it to be whole, so I can actually put the rod through the hole, like so. You know, and the front end, I can just lay it on there. I'm going to trim this down, but that's how I would do it. Just lay it on there and it'll stay. I tried this for a while I had Velcro straps around here, not the front. I had Velcro around the back, and I would just put the Velcro on with some ties and wrapped it around the rod to keep them secure and not wiggle and whatever. That's what I did. But sometimes that Velcro was black, and in the evening or on a cloudy day, you can't tell where to pull that Velcro apart to get the rod out. And it's like, I don't want to futz around with that. So I did it this way so I could be quicker at it. And you can adjust these by tightening these up wherever you need them, on which side you need it to be tightened to straighten them out, if you need to straighten them out. So I hope you like this part, and I'm going to show you on the car. Okay, here's my rod holder in my car, and I have it tied with ties to fasten this, and I also have a piece of Velcro wrapped around here just to keep it so it doesn't move. And every one of these are cut so you can get the rod out easier. And the other side is fastened like that. Same thing, so it doesn't move. And when you take these out of here, you just turn them before you take them out. You turn them so the eyes ain't on the bottom, like this. You just turn it before you take it out, and then it'll come out. And then when you put it in, you just let it lay, and the eyes will be always on the bottom. So this is the front part, and it's right behind the seat, the back seat right above it. And this is for hang on to, I think, or something, or luggage rack or something, I don't know. But there is one up front, but that's too far unless you got huge rods. And then my rod will be sometimes under the visor, the long one. I got a long one, and it goes under there. Otherwise, the shorter ones go there. And the visor has no problem. I just can take that down. Take that down, the visor, if I want, or leave it there. We move into the back, and I got this here fastened, and it don't move. It's on with Velcro wrapped around there and a tie. And these are all on there, secured, these rings. And the rods just lay in those rings, and when you want to take the rod out, you just make sure you turn it up like this so you can get the tip out. And this is tight too. And I have a tie on there, and I also have a metal hook because I had to drill a hole through here, and I put a hook. All it is like a fastener for a pipe or a cable, and I just screwed a hole into my panel because I figured it's worth it to me to do that. In the back it looks like this. And like I said, here's the screw. You can see it through here, and all it is a like a U shape to keep that in place. Same thing with this side. And if you want to take these out, you turn this like that. Turn it and push it forward, and this will come out. When you put it away, you put it like this, go like that, and it lays in there. Same thing with the huge one I got here. You just turn this, flip it out. When the eyes are up, you flip it in there and you put this in there, and that's how they stay. So I like this setup because I used to have them sitting on the floor and then my boat and stuff in here, and I didn't like it because they would be always tangled, always getting crunched. It'd be in the doorway when somebody wants to come into my car. So this is what I did. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me some thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.